Just think about it. If I told you that right here on our Earth, there are places that seem so unbelievable, so otherworldly, that at first glance you wouldn't even believe they're actually real. No, I'm not talking about any VFX. All of this is on our very own planet. But listen to this scary truth. These spots, many of them, are slowly disappearing. Some because of environmental changes, and some because of human greed. The question is, will you get to see them and check that dream off your list before they vanish forever? Today, we're heading out on a journey where every turn is gonna leave you stunned. And maybe a little freaked out too. Because some places are perched on such insanely high cliffs that just looking at them makes you dizzy. Some are so hidden that 99% of the world doesn't even know they exist. And some are so gorgeous that you'll go, "Dude, this can't be real. Photoshop, right?" And yeah, I'll try to crack you up along the way. After all, on a 30-minute trip around the world, a little laughs and fun are totally called for. So buckle up. There's no risk of falling, but you might feel the urge to skip the video. And our first stop is a place where the mountains look like some artist took a knife and carved the clouds into shape. The Dolomites, Italy. Italy's Dolomites are considered the most dramatic mountain range in the world. The peaks here are such weird shapes that it feels like some giant grabbed the rocks and twisted them before letting go. Here's the story. According to a ton of travelers, sunrise in the Dolomites looks like pink fire exploding over the mountains. And people who visit for the first time often feel like the place is more beautiful than real life, like some kinda Earth glitch vibe. And the scary part? Some of those cliff trails are so dangerous, your legs might start shaking a little. But the excitement is doubled, because around every corner, you get a view that makes you forget to put the camera down. All right, let's head down from the mountains. And now we're going to a spot in Asia where an entire palace is hidden inside one giant rock. Sigiriya, SRI Lanka. Sigiriya's Lion Rock is one of the most mysterious ancient structures on the planet. A full palace on top of a single rock that's 660 feet high. Imagine, how did people 1,500 years ago haul stones up that insane height? The story goes that King Kashyapa built his dream fortress up there, so no enemy could ever reach him. And honestly, half the people lose their nerve halfway up. The stairs are so steep and the wind so strong that one peak down and you're like, "Bro, why did I sign up for this challenge?" But once you reach the top, a whole world opens up where history, mystery, and nature are all standing together. Now let's leave Sri Lanka and head to one of the most mesmerizing patterns in Asia. Those fields in China that are so stunning, they look like stairs have come down from the moon. Longji Rice Terraces, China. The Longji Rice Terraces are called the Dragon's Backbone. From above, they look like a dragon lying there, wearing shiny green scales on its back. The real story here goes back 700 years. The villagers carved these stepped fields out of the mountains, so every drop of water would reach exactly where it needed to go. But the fields? At sunrise, the whole mountain seems to melt in golden light. The terraces peek out from between the clouds, and it feels like nature created a 3D artwork. And if you slip, well, it's a straight, natural slide all the way down. Kidding, but they really do get slippery. Now, let's move from nature's calm beauty to a place where nature roars with full power. Iguazu Falls, Brazil. Iguazu Falls isn't just one waterfall. It's a whole group of 275 waterfalls. And Devil's Throat? Dude, the name alone is enough to scare you. Standing there feels like God cranked the water volume from 100 to 200. One traveler said, Niagara Falls looks like a shower. Iguazu looks like a storm. Standing here, you really feel the power of nature. The mist spreads so thick that in 2 seconds you kinda disappear a little yourself. And the excitement? Every step you're like, just one more photo. But hold on to your phone. If it drops from here, straight to the fishes in Brazil getting a brand new iPhone. Now, let's leave the roaring waters of Brazil behind and head into a fairy tale from Germany. Neuschwanstein Castle, Germany. Neuschwanstein Castle is the place that inspired Disney's fairy tale castle. King Ludwig II had this fortress built, lost in his dream world, nestled between mountains, among the clouds, and almost without showing it to anyone. Even today, looking at it feels like some princess is gonna be standing at the window. But the story's a bit tragic. The king didn't get to fully enjoy it, and that sadness gives the place a real emotional depth. Tourists say that in winter, this castle looks like it lifted off from the sky and just sat down on earth. El Peñol de Guatapé, Colombia. In the middle of Colombia's lakes stands a lone 700-foot rock, El Peñol de Guatapé. Looking at it feels like some massive meteor fell from the sky and just got stuck in the earth. But the real thrill starts with that zigzag staircase. 740 steps. Climbing up, your lungs give up, and your knees too. But once you reach the top, the view you get, a maze of blue water, green mountains, and magic spread across the horizon, all the exhaustion just vanishes. Locals say this rock is God's infinite pillar. And yeah, on the way down, please grip the railing tight. Otherwise, your brain's only gonna say one thing: who told me to climb this? Now, let's head toward a mystery where faces were turned into stone, Moai, Easter Island, Chile. Easter Island's Moai aren't just statues. They're the screams of a lost civilization. Their faces are so calm that looking at them feels like they've been trying to say something for thousands of years, but can't. Over 900 Moai stand with their backs to the ocean, and science still hasn't figured out how they hauled 80-ton weights down from the hills. The most interesting story: locals believe the Moai walked on their own. Hearing that, you're like, dude, this sounds like a horror movie plot. But when the sun sets and the sea breeze passes between these stones, you really get that vibe like they're guardians from another world. Now, let's go to a place where water cuts through mountains and just disappears. Batara Gorge Waterfall, Lebanon. Batara Gorge is this waterfall that plunges through 3 natural stone bridges into a deep, dark abyss below. The first time you see it, it feels like CGI from some fantasy movie. But nope, it's totally real. When the waterfall crashes down fast, it feels like the earth is sucking some secret right into itself. And the fear? If you're standing at the edge and peek down, your heart might skip a beat for a few milliseconds. It's so deep, so dark that your brain goes, don't even think about taking one step forward. But that's exactly the thrill that makes this place unforgettable. Now let's head to an emerald miracle. Semuc, Champey, Guatemala. Semuc Champey is this natural staircase-like structure where turquoise-colored pools look like some painter spilled their palette. The story starts in dense jungles. This spot is so remote, that travelers spend half the day bumping along in buses, and the other half bouncing around in a jeep. But the reward? Pure paradise. The water here is so clear that even the sand at the bottom sparkles. People say that the moment you sit here, all your worries just melt away like wax in the sun. And yeah, one funny truth, 90% of people who come here end up saying, "I'm not leaving this place, but the jungle's like that. You better head out before the sun sets." Now let's go to this alien-like spot in Africa. Spitzkoppe, Namibia. Spitzkoppe is called the Matterhorn of Namibia, but looking at it, it feels like it got teleported here from another planet. This mountain made of red, glowing rocks starts shining like fire as the sun sets. So surreal that it feels like you're wandering around on Mars. The scariest part? The silence at night here. No rustle of trees, no sound of flowing water, just a faint whisper of wind somewhere far away. Some travelers even say, "Swear to God it felt like someone was watching me," even though there was nobody around. But the excitement? Sitting here at night and staring at a sky full of stars, the experience is just life-changing. Now from here, we'll move on toward Europe's Blue Valley. Gorges du Verdon, France. Gorges du Verdon is called Europe's Grand Canyon. But the difference is that the river here isn't really blue. It looks electric blue. This gorge is so deep that the moment you look at the water flowing below, all your height stories come rushing back. Yeah, I get dizzy. The story starts with 700-meter-high limestone cliffs, shaped over millions of years by wind and water erosion. When you're in a kayak heading into the middle of the river, it feels like two giant stone walls are leaning over each other, examining you. Let's see how brave this human is. And yeah, one funny line. Cell service is so spotty here that even your phone would say, "Dude, enjoy the moment. Make those reels later." Now, slowly emerging from France's deep gorge, let's head toward a mysterious eye in Portugal. Covão dos Conchos, Portugal. If you see Covão dos Conchos for the first time, you'll think it's a portal to another planet, like the water is falling straight into some parallel universe. In reality, it's an artificial spillway, but so perfect, so cinematic, that people seeing it on Instagram just assume, "Bro, this has to be photoshopped." Surrounded by mountains, this calm lake catches the morning light, and the water vortex shines like some wizard cast a spell on it. But the real thrill hits when you're standing right next to it. The sound is super low, water disappearing below, and this weird mix of curiosity plus fear. It feels like, if my foot slips, where am I gonna end up? Now from this black hole-like lake, let's move toward the most cinematic waterfall in the USA, Multnomah Falls, Oregon, USA. When Multnomah Falls first appears in the middle of Oregon's dense forests, it feels like you're entering some fairy tale land. The water falling from above creates mist in the air, and the Benson Bridge in the middle gives this waterfall a look like you're standing inside some fantasy game. But the real beauty? When the wind picks up and the waterfall's mist hits your face. Cold, fresh, excitement all at once. And yeah, don't try taking photos from down below. 90% chance your camera gets soaked, and you'll just say, "All right, dude, memories are enough." Now let's leave the jungle humidity and enter the world of ocean storms. 12 Apostles, Australia. Australia's Great Ocean Road is considered one of the most beautiful drives in the world, and at the end of it, you spot the 12 Apostles. These limestone pillars look like the ocean itself turned sculptor and carved them. But the scary truth, there aren't 12 left anymore. The fierce waves have toppled some, so the ones you see today are truly limited edition. The wind blows so strong that you can't stand without holding the railing. Waves rise so high that you get to see nature's real power, a kind of fear and hypnotic beauty. Now, from this ocean roar, let's head toward the magical crater with blue fire. Crater Lake, USA. Crater Lake formed after a volcano erupted. It was once a mountain, and today it's a 1,000-foot deep lake. Its blue color is so pure that looking at it feels like the sky and water merged to create liquid sapphire. Standing here, you feel this weird silence, so deep, so quiet, that you can even hear your own breathing loud. But the fear? Scientists say there's still life inside this volcano, meaning it's not extinct, just sleeping. Hearing that gives you a little chill, right? So, these were our Earth's hidden wonders, and seeing them makes one thing clear: that the world isn't just beautiful, it's wondrous. But there's also this truth, that many of these places are slowly disappearing due to climate change, pollution, and human activities. So, next time you're scrolling on your phone, remember, the Earth wasn't made just to be seen on screens. It was made to be saved. And if you liked this journey, share this video so more people can connect with these unseen stories of the world. Because the Earth stays magical only as long as we let it stay magical.